Hey, what's up guys? Justin at Empire Music, empiremusic.com here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And today I come to you with a new series from Fender. This is the Player 2 Modified SH Telecaster. So this is one of a number of guitars that Fender is releasing in the Player 2 Modified series this spring of 2025. So we're going to talk through this specific guitar, the series more broadly, what makes these guitars so special in the Fender lineup, and talk about whether this might be the right guitar for you. So before I get into the specifics, just want to remind you, all of these guitars are available at empiremusic.com, listed by serial number. Full photo suite of every guitar by serial number on our website. Never buy a guitar with stock photos. And we do a full pro setup on these before they ship to you. So our QC is pretty rock solid here. We have sent a handful of these guitars back, just like clear the air here out of the gate. Just if it doesn't meet our expectations of what these guitars should feel like and play like, they don't make it to you. So buy with confidence, go to the website, full specs on these are listed there. So enough of that, let's talk Player 2 Modified. So Player 2 Modified is a continuation of the Player 2 series. So this is a series that sits above the Player series, which is, Player 2 is kind of your tried and true original recipe Telecaster in this case. Player 2 Modified, what Fender does, they incorporate popular mods that we as players often do to our guitars. They add those mods at the factory. So they're packing a little more value into these guitars. These are guitars that, again, with those factory installed mods, make these a little more player centric. Price point wise, these are guitars that would hit the mark of just above a Player 2 series. But if you're trying to stretch for a better playing experience, better pickups, hardware, finishes, without stretching all the way up to an Ultra or Ultra Lux series guitar, then these might be the right guitar for you. So let's talk about it. Spec by spec here, touch on the biggies. So right out of the gate, we have an SH Telecaster, which I really like. Whether it's an SH Telecaster or an HS, having that combination of pickup, a single coil and a humbucker on a Telecaster, I think really gives you that expanded dynamic range. It gives you just a fatter Telecaster. What Fender does on this guitar, which is really smart, we have a push-pull knob where that splits the humbucker to a single coil. So you still get your traditional Tele sound, but when that's engaged, you get a full humbucker on the neck. So you get that nice fat tone, which I really like, especially in the middle position. That's one of those spots on the Tele that just sounds amazing. And with the added fatness of the humbucker in the neck, it's a lot of fun to play. Add to that humbucker the noiseless pickup in the bridge. And what Fender does on these guitars, we have a noiseless pickup on really all the guitar models. This is the only guitar model, I'll take that back, we have an HSS Stratocaster in the line. So you have a more traditional pickup mixed with a noiseless pickup. And for me as a player, I really like that. Because a traditional humbucker kind of gives you those sonic artifacts that it's not a super hi-fi, not as hi-fi as a noiseless pickup. But combine that with the noiseless pickup and you really have a lot of range on this guitar. And if you like that single coil tone but you don't like the hum, then you have that on this. So that's the pickups. Also touch on the finishes on these guitars, which are really cool. It's always cool to see new finishes on the Fender product. So we have behind me Olympic Pearl and a three-tone Sunburst. So finishes that we've seen before with Fender. And then we also have the purple guitar that we've tried to light as best as possible in this video, because really in low light, the purple, it's called dusk. In low light, it really looks black. And then you get light on it and you kind of see it behind me, it speaks for itself. So, and then we have Sunshine Yellow in my hands here. So kind of a more brilliant butterscotch, little metallic fleck in there. So just cool new finishes to talk about, which is nice. We also have the added element of a more rock solid tuning stability. So locking tuners, tusk nut. And on this guitar we have 6 brass block saddles. These are chrome plated, so added warmth on a Telecaster with that, but just a lot more stability than what you would find on a more traditional Telecaster, say the Player 2 line. Moving down to the neck, we have a modern C-shaped neck with a nice rolled edge, very comfortable, 9.5-inch radius, and the addition to this line of rosewood. So the Player Plus series, which this series kind of takes the place of, we saw Pau Ferro is the wood of choice on the fingerboard. Now we have the addition of rosewood back to the Player and the Player 2 and the Player 2 modified lineup. So rosewood is back. Hooray. What else can I say here? Treble bleed, kind of some of the hidden features that you don't see. All of these guitars on the volume knob are equipped with the treble bleed, so you can roll down that volume with keeping a nice clear tone, which is really cool. So again, Fender is incorporating these mods that a lot of us do on our own to these guitars, and they kind of pack some value into these. If you were going to do 1 or 2 of these mods on your own anyway, then this guitar makes a lot of sense. You know, if everything else works for you, finish, all that kind of stuff, then this guitar is not a bad deal. A lot of fun to play. This so far has been my favorite out of the gate. The SH Telecaster, sleek neck, and again, the pickup combination really does it for me. So let's play it a little bit. I'll give you some clean samples and some overdrive, and we'll talk a little more about it. Let's hear that neck pickup split. So here it is full. right, so there's the Player 2 modified SH Telecaster. And I gotta say, I love the humbucker on it. One thing I noticed playing it, in which I would like to mess with these pickups a little bit more, was a little bit of a volume disparity going from the, the high output humbucker to the single coil on the bridge. It's definitely a thicker sound on the humbucker compared to the thinner sound on the bridge. So I'd probably mess with that a little bit, but a lot of value packed into this. If you're a player looking for a higher performance guitar with a really cool aesthetic, this might be your guy. If you have more questions about this guitar or anything else in this series, feel free to give the shop a call. Go to the website. We have full specs on there, more information available. So that concludes the video of the Player 2 modified SH Telecaster. Thanks for watching.